It's one thing to end up on the wrong side of the town when you're an adult, because you know you'll find a way home. However, infants are defenseless, innocent creatures who cannot crawl back to safety. Some criminal minds know that, but choose to abandon them on purpose. Here are 4 cases where abandoned babies almost lost all hope, but were rescued just in time by brave officers. Let's begin with a case from Tampa Bay, Florida, where an abandoned baby in an overheating car teetered between life and death. On August 5, 2022, officers from the Tampa Bay Police Department were on routine patrol when something unusual caught their attention. There was a car parked suspiciously in the middle of the street. Upon instinct, the officers decided to run the plates, and that is when they discovered the car had been reported stolen. But it's when they went closer to investigate that they found something inside that would haunt them for the rest of their life.
Sir, we got a fence in front of us. I'll climb over now.
As the officers approached the vehicle, they quickly scaled a nearby fence, knowing something was off. As they got closer, the car seemed pretty normal, but its tinted windows made it nearly impossible to see inside. Finally, they tried to open the doors, but what they found was nothing short of a nightmare.
Oh, okay. Oh my. Closed, extremely hot. Get the address right there. Okay.
In a synchronized move, both officers swung open the car doors, and to their absolute shock, they found an infant girl strapped in the back seat, dangerously overheated. Without a moment's hesitation, one of the officers lifted the child from the seat and rushed her to a shady area, appalled at the fact that someone could just leave a baby in the car like that. The poor baby looked unwell, prompting the other officer to immediately call for backup and paramedics.
Here, let's can you have him in the seat here? Put him in the air conditioning.
What's truly remarkable is the swift response of the officers who were called to the horrifying scene. They instantly recognized the gravity of the situation, realizing this wasn't just a routine call. One officer quickly leaped out of the car, retrieving his water bottle. The other officer gently placed the baby in the front seat of the air-conditioned cruiser, trying their best to stabilize the little girl.
Hey, darling.
Hi, sweetie.
Hey, baby girl. Hi. Hi. What's this, huh? Some water? Yeah? There you go. There you go, sweetheart, okay? You're okay. You're okay, sweetheart. You're okay. Good freaking spot, boys. Good spot. You're okay, sweetheart. You're okay. You're okay, sweetheart. You're okay. You're okay, baby girl. Good spot, man. You're okay, darling. You're okay.
His compassion was truly admirable as the officer began cooling the infant with water, all the while speaking softly to comfort her. The officer praised his partner between breaths, acknowledging the sharp observation leading to the life-saving rescue. He can be heard saying, "Good freaking spot, guys," with gratitude.
You're doing great, sweetheart. You're doing great. You're doing so good.
Stole the car. We've been looking for the car. They found the car abandoned with the baby left in the car with the door locked. So baby was overheating in the car. They took him out and put cold water compresses. Yeah, so she's overheated.
The paramedics arrived and the officers explained the situation to them. The officers took over the care of the baby, ensuring she was out of immediate danger. According to later reports, the baby made a full recovery and was reunited with her mother soon after. The officers were also awarded a life-saving award acknowledging their heroic actions. But if you think this was horrible, wait till you hear about our next case that left the entire nation speechless. Up next, in June 2019, deep in the woods of Forsyth County, Georgia, a heart-wrenching incident unfolded, making headlines across the country.
Kidding me? She was in the woods. How did you hear it? We heard it from our house. Oh, yeah? No, my kid said it's a baby. I said it's an animal. I finally got it up here. We did find it. It's right under here. Oh, look at the precious baby.
When the officers got the call, they could hardly believe what they heard. A newborn baby had been abandoned in the woods. The officers immediately responded to the scene, but the situation was even more disturbing. Not only had the baby been abandoned, but it had also been left to die in the woods, trapped inside a plastic bag. The man who had discovered the baby explained that he had heard strange cries coming from the woods near his home. "My kids, they said that's an animal," said the horrified man as the officer knelt down to examine the plastic bag.
Oh, look at you, sweetheart. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
The officer carefully put his gloves on and tried to find a way to open the plastic bag, but one thing was certain: whoever had tied it had no intention of it ever being found. He gently tore open the plastic bag, his voice soft and filled with compassion as he tried to calm the baby girl. The officer's words, "Oh, I'm so sorry," echoed with more than just sadness for the situation. It was as if he was apologizing for the entire world that had failed her.
Look at you. Breathing, crying, trying to comfort. Oh, look how precious you are. Yeah. Look who's here. Open it up, you sweetie. Get her. Clamp. Baby girl. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. Grip.
An officer quickly informed dispatch of the situation, while the other officer cradled the baby and tried to comfort her amidst the unimaginable. The compassion in the officer's voice is unmistakable as he tries his best to calm the baby down. The paramedics arrive just in time to tend to the baby. In a heartwarming moment, one of the paramedics gently touches the baby's tiny fingers, and the infant grabs onto it, gazing up at them with wide, trusting eyes.
Grab me, grab the blanket. Hang on. Grab the foil. Oh,
The paramedics quickly put the baby girl in a more comfortable setting, wrapping her in blankets before rushing her to the hospital. Despite the circumstances she was found in, the baby girl, later named India by the hospital staff, was in remarkably good health. It was determined she was only a few hours old when she was abandoned in the woods. The discovery of baby India raised many questions, including how anyone can abandon a baby when Georgia has a safe haven law that allows parents to leave their newborns at designated locations without facing legal consequences. Despite the massive media coverage and public outcry, authorities have not been able to identify baby India's parents. As of then, baby India was placed in the case of the Georgia Division of Child and Family Services, and her current location has been kept private since. But hold your horses, as this next case left even the responding officers in tears. Our next case takes us to Albion, Michigan, where in June 2023, a 35-year-old mother did the unthinkable to her kids.
Units, be advised, it looks like the mother has stabbed her sister. We're trying to get rid of her. We don't know where she's at.
We're out. County unit in front of me is going to be the one on the right there with the door ajar.
Dispatch informed the on-patrol officer about the chilling situation that was unfolding nearby. A 15-year-old girl had called the police to her home, stating that her mother had just stabbed one of her siblings. According to reports, police could hear a commotion in the background with children screaming and crying. The officer slams on the gas, urgency radiating from his every move.
Make an entry to this channel.
Sheriff's Department.
Public safety. Got someone in here. Yep.
The moment the officer gets out of the car, gut-wrenching screams of children can be heard, asking for help. The officer goes straight into the house and quickly scans his surroundings. The house looked like a mess as officers tried to locate the suspect, and that's when they heard movement coming from the other side of a door.
I got a child with a stab wound in the chest. I need medical priority 1.
I'm clear, stab wound to the chest.
Wake up, baby. The mother was drowning it in the bathtub when we found it.
I'm clear, 1317.
Send whoever we got.
80, 5418. Start that way.
If you get DB on the line as well, if you can, please.
Okay.
The officer tried to open the bathroom door, but it was locked. Without wasting a second, he kicked it down, and the scene before him left him speechless. A mother was sitting in the bathtub, trying to hold her 2-year-old baby underwater. The officer immediately snatched the child from her grasp and quickly dragged the lifeless body into the living room. The officer laid the baby down on the floor, his voice heavy with emotion as he informed dispatch that the child was not only being drowned, but also had a stab wound to his chest. "Wake up, baby," the officer can be heard saying as he desperately tried to figure out what to do. Without a moment of hesitation, the officer began chest compressions, fearing that it might be too late.
1700.
She's going. Breathe. Keep breathing.
She's gone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Breathe for me, baby. Come on. You alright?
There you go.
That's my choice. Baby's starting to cry.
Clear, baby's starting to cry.
Come on,
What's-
honey. Come on, honey.
Wake up, baby. I don't know. It's not bad. 2706. I got not much active bleeding from the injury. It's below the throat.
Come on,
She's
honey.
moaning. Keep coming, priority 1.
Come on, honey.
They're coming. Priority
Keep
1.
waiting for us, alright?
Keep breathing.
There you go, eyes are open. Good girl, yeah. Keep breathing, honey. Got 2.
2. I got 1. Actively bleeding again. She's still crying.
Can you advise it's just under the neck?
It's going to be at the bottom of the throat.
Holding back his tears, the officer continues performing CPR. After a few tense moments, the baby boy coughed up water and began breathing on his own. The officer immediately turned him over on his side, gently patting his back until the baby coughed up water and began breathing on his own. Both the officers let out a sigh of relief, but the ordeal was far from over. The baby had 2 stab wounds to his chest and neck. "I got one actively bleeding again," the officer said in a shaky voice. Later, the police also found a 4-year-old in the home who also sustained multiple injuries. However, that wasn't the end of the horrific crimes that the 35-year-old mother, Jessica, had committed. It was later revealed that the 4-year-old boy had cleaning fluid in his system. Fortunately, 2 other children, an 8-year-old and a 15-year-old who called the police, were physically unharmed. The 2- and 4-year-old injured children were transported to a hospital in Jackson and then to Ann Arbor. The mother, Jessica, was arrested and taken to the hospital since she too had ingested cleaning fluid. She was later charged with 2 counts of assault with murder and 4 counts of neglect. However, nothing screams neglect like our next case, where a child was left alone in a car in brutal summer heat. On August 17, 2020, the Duncanville police officers received a horrifying call. A passerby reported that there was an infant child trapped in a locked car. An officer was dispatched immediately, but what he discovered upon arrival was beyond anything he could have anticipated. As the officer approached the vehicle, a sense of dread washed over him. The faint but unmistakable sound of a baby's desperate cries echoed from the inside. The officer circled the car, frantically looking for a way in. It wasn't only the cries that heightened his concern, it was something even more alarming.
4244, can you start medics to this route? The vehicle is locked and there is an infant child in the backseat. 4244, I'm gonna have to attempt to break a window. The child has been throwing up. This your car? Huh? Yeah.
Through the windows, the officer saw the infant sweating, clearly in distress. The child's condition made the situation all the more urgent. He immediately radioed for backup, requesting medical assistance, but time was running out, leaving him with no other choice. Without any further delay, the officer breaks the front passenger seat window, unlocking the car in one swift move. He then races back to the back seat, where the baby's cries were growing louder by the second.
Hey! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I know. What's the matter? I know. What is it? What is it? I know, man. I'm sorry. I know. Okay. If y'all can try to make contact with the parent or something in there, I don't know. What is it? I know. What's the matter? I know. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. I know.
As he gently opened the back door, the officer could tell the baby had been trapped for far too long. Carefully, the officer lifted the 1-year-old, cradling her in his arms. The baby was placed in the air-conditioned squad car until the paramedics arrived. The baby's mother was soon identified and arrived at the scene with the child's grandmother and 2 older siblings. The incident was promptly reported to Child Protective Services, and a Dallas County jury was convened to determine whether civil or criminal charges should be filed.